Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more First Descendant, and today is a special day because there is a new demo for the upcoming Season 3 expansion. Now, obviously, the full-blown Season 3 expansion is not yet out, although it's supposed to come out in, I think, just a matter of a week or two. So, basically, this is going to give us a preview of some of the things that we're expecting to have happen in that new expansion. It is, from the looks of things, basically a separate game mode at this stage, and I saw from the patch notes it said that any progress you make in the demo is not going to carry over once the full-blown actual Season 3 gets released. So it's purely just for the sake of testing things out, seeing what it's like, and I think we'll certainly look to do that today. And I still haven't done our usual dailies and whatnot in the base game, so we may pop in for some of those as well. And presumably there's little to no overlap between those two things, what with the demo being sort of a self-standing type of thing. So why don't we hop in? I guess we'll start with maybe the standard daily stuff, which of course if we're just going straight through those things, then that shouldn't take too long. And then once we know, okay, we're done with all that, then we can take however long it takes to do the demo stuff, and apparently it may not be that long. There is also a new character who's going to be playable in the demo, so that is exciting. Do get stuff for starting and finishing it and doing a survey. I saw that, yeah. So there's something to be gained from testing out, and, obviously the main reason is to see what it's like. Don't know if, presumably, in the next couple weeks, they'll do some things to rebalance and make other tweaks to the system, so probably not going to be a carbon copy of what we see in the demo, and presumably the full-blown release will just have more stuff overall relative to what we see in the demo, but, we get to experience it firsthand, which is fun. So, let's, like I said, I think maybe, since I don't know exactly how long the demo is, maybe it makes sense for us to just get through all of the base, standard First Descendant stuff, and then we'll swap over to the demo, and however long it takes, we'll do that. And let me see, I am not in Discord, but let me do that. That may be worth doing at this stage. There we go. And let me see. Big Country says, oh, on your way. Okay. For some reason that processed as I am already on, which is technically not what you were saying. So, fair enough. I'll give you a minute. So yeah, the agenda for today, I think, is basically going to be base game dailies, as usual, to start things off, and then go through the demo, and that's mainly it. So I suppose if the demo is fairly quick, then might be relatively quick today, but we'll see. Don't think I have anything, well, does not appear as though we have anything we need to pick up with an ace. Guess we can take a quick preview at what the invasions are.
I am on now.
Hey, how's it going, Big Country?
Going good, going good.
Let me see if I can find you. Yep. Okay, invitation on the way.
I don't know if I got it because I'm on loading screen right now.
Ah, okay. I'll give you the intel on what the invasions are. Oh, nice. Okay, so let's see. That one is don't do fire stuff, and this one is lose defense. Okay. Basically, just don't use a fire character.
Honestly, I think Bunny is now on Inez's level.
I think I agree with you, yes. She's pretty, with the extra speed she can now get, she's pretty good. I mean, not that she was far off when, sure, when Inez was at her peak pre-nerfs, then yeah, Inez was kind of in her own league, but Bunny was probably the next closest. All right, so this is the just take down a bunch of enemies one. Super straightforward.
Yep.
But yeah, extra movement speed, of course, translates to better damage per second for Bunny.
Have you switched over to the what's it called? Not the high voltage one?
Yes, I have. I'm now on, what is it called? Electric Condense?
Yeah.
The one that
Also, Bunny
charges out the big
really
bada boom.
benefits from the mutant cell.
I still have not used any mutant cells. I really need to do that. I've saved them up, but I just...
Well, Bunny's a good character for it. Inez doesn't really, because you kind of have to choose between crit, cooldown. You can choose 2 out of 3. Crit, cooldown, and the mutant cell.
Oh, okay. For a second, I thought you were going to say 2 mutant cells in one character. I was like, oh, people do that? I don't know. Oops.
Sometimes you can do 2 mutant cells, but they're 2 different loadouts.
Okay.
Not
So you
2
wouldn't...
mutant cells at the same time.
Yeah. Are you even allowed to do 2 at the same time? I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
It is mathematically possible, but it is allowed as well.
Yeah.
It's not like there's some barrier, some thing that some pop up where the game says, absolutely not, you're gonna blow up the Ironheart or something.
No.
Now that's old news. Why am I going over there? Is it still needed to break that thing?
Just trying to figure out which, like, you know how you can have 3 gun settings? I was trying to figure out how to get to the gun I wanted to use to shoot.
This is a phase separation, which uses overrun energy. It has a large output, which requires processing of tens of billions of units of data per second. According to the scan results, the structure that appears to be a computing device is full of Vulgis artificial brains. This is how they are processing all that data.
Almost fell to my demise there. It's okay, everything's fine.
Fine, no, falling to the abyss?
Not this time. Not this time.
If you overload the computing device, you can create an opening to attack the commander directly.
Alright. So that's the first set down. Then the next, this was the one that I think lowered our defense, theoretically. The next one is the one that you don't want to use fire characters on.
Works for me. I was looking at the buffs to the guns. I think the biggest buffs was...
Oh yeah, there were...
Devotion.
Were there already balance changes for a few guns, or was this just things that we're anticipating once the full release of Season 3 comes out?
They're in now.
Okay. Yeah, I just skimmed over them. I don't even remember what the details were.
The two biggest buffs would be the Perforator and the Zestr's Devotion, but over, I think, 20 guns were buffed.
Oh, wow.
Basically, they
Maybe.
added elemental damage and weak point damage to a lot of guns.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was probably I saw that stuff and said, "Oh, okay, this is a thing," and then scrolled down and saw, "Oh, wait, no, here are all the things about the new season 3 demo. Yeah, I'm going to focus on that," and got distracted. I saw a pop-up for a bunch of new bunny-themed skins, and I don't mean the character, I mean the actual animal.
Yeah.
Descendant.
Which,
The enemy has
those did just come out, is that
modified
right?
their weapon with Vulgis
Yeah.
technology
It
and are using
seems like very strange timing.
It appears they are
Seems like a very
Yeah,
obvious
I agree.
Easter-themed thing, and
weapon contains
so I don't know why
arcane.
we're getting that in
Underground
late
doors
July.
releases this.
Just seems kind of odd. I wonder if they had intended for that to be the case, and then for whatever reason it just logistically didn't work out for them.
Using your own arcane.
Not the two back ones.
Nope. Okay.
Descendant.
Oh.
The enemy commander is using the inversion energy as a personal barrier. We must find a device with the same
This spot
arcane
is
properties.
kind of
You need
unfortunate.
to
There we
attack
go.
that device from above to penetrate the inversion energy.
Excuse me. Oh, I really wanted us to load right when that happened.
Right when what happened?
Or right when
Oh,
the electric condense went off.
I started arcade tuning for Enzo, but I'm not going straight on Enzo. I'm just doing the dailies for Enzo. I don't want to farm Enzo like that all the
enemy has
time.
modified the ancestor's weapon with Vulgis technology.
What's with the
and are
Enzo
using it
hate?
to emit inversion energy. It appears
He's
they
just
are
not a
defending
farmer.
the gate with it. The weapon contains
Please cut to an image of Enzo
Descendant.
moving the plow,
Properties of the arcade stored within the
working on the farm,
You can disconnect the
planting
energy
some crops, harvesting some crops. Give him some credit, man.
Skip the back one and the middle one.
Descendant. The enemy commander is using the inversion energy as a personal barrier. We must find a device with the same arcade properties. You need to attack that device from above to penetrate the inversion energy.
Alright, there we go. Invasion's done. Speaking
level
of
up on my
arcade
battle
tuning,
pass?
do you want to switch over to Enzo before we go for the Sigma Sector stuff?
Are we going to do the 400%?
Oh, we could. Yeah, we could do that.
Blast through that right quick.
Yeah, we have Magister's Lab today, so if we want to go the speedy route, that is certainly an option. Yeah. Why don't we do that?
Yeah, And I'm always out of tickets, so...
Mm-hmm. I don't even remember. I assume I'm pretty low right now as well. Okay. So yeah, I'm good whenever you are.
I'm ready to go.
Alright.
You're starting quite early today.
This is... full disclosure, this is probably the ideal, my preferred stopping time, or starting time. And then... I have, over the years, grown less, I don't know. I've not done as good a job of starting when I would ideally like to start, which has led to many a late night streaming and many a night of far too little sleep. So, ideally, this would be the time when we would usually start. Just for a number of reasons, that tends not to be the case. I do have to actually get up kind of early tomorrow morning, / still need to do some other things tonight, so I wanted to be extra sure. Got a prompt start today.
I did not mean to melee the ground.
I mean, I bet it deserved it, though.
I find I do that a lot more with Bunny lately, because the grapple's quicker. Apparently the grapple's quicker when your movement speed's quicker.
Oh, yeah, that makes... Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Do I have a build on my last air?
What's that?
Just my last air is not doing as much damage as I would like.
Alright, there we go. 400%, check that one off the list as well.
What character have you been working on, or do you have all the characters? Oh, I guess you wouldn't have all of them. You haven't even showcased Kyle yet, so...
Oh, we did Kyle a while back. Briefly,
right, yeah, you
but
did.
Still kind of wait. Do we know what the timeline is for him on Ultimate character? Because I think I had
Not for a
originally
long time.
assumed it was soon, but then it turns out that's not actually going to be the case in all likelihood.
Yeah, not for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, so Kyle has since fallen by the wayside a bit, I'm afraid.
He is fun, he's just unwieldy.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Let me know when you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Alright, let's
Also,
do
you're
it.
not doing RK on anyone right now.
Nah, not really. At this point, just going with whoever I happen to feel like going with at any given point in time.
I actually think Haley's going to be really good in the next area.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
So I'm doing Enzo, then Haley.
Okay.
I might end up doing Sharon too.
This is HQ. Troops are on the ground.
Yes, it is.
Transport is en route to standby position. Best of luck, Descendant.
Wait.
The transport has dropped a wide-range shaping charge on the ground.
Huh?
We need it to purify the void energy.
This...
Prime the detonator
Was this
with your
ever the
arcade and
first
hit the
objective?
detonation device.
I've never seen that there.
Yeah, that threw me off. This usually is just kill X number of enemies until they drop enough of these items, like what we're seeing right now, at the very beginning. And then you don't even need to press a device, you just immediately move on after that. So I just ran over here and started taking out basic enemies, not even realizing that we were technically supposed to start by killing an elite. So that's a subtle little difference, but it was different enough that it did throw me for a loop there.
I think the perforator's gonna be really good on Nell. Because if you can guarantee everything's gonna be a weak point.
Yeah, this just wasn't here at all before. Regardless of whether this was the first area or not. And it wouldn't go in this direction either, I don't think.
No, this direction seems right.
Oh, yeah.
Although, this area seems a bit different.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely the same. I just don't think we're approaching it from the angle we would usually be approaching it. This is usually, in this area, this is usually the spot where you finish. And you fight the bosses at the very end. Is at least one possible combination. Yeah, the bosses were never here before.
Yeah.
This is usually where you would go second, and then the place where we just were is where you would usually go third.
Oh, and there's different boss.
Oh, you're right. Huh. Interesting. Is it just this guy?
Well, we already killed the other guy.
Oh, I didn't even see him. Which one was it?
The guy that has, like, if you're close to him, he's got a laser pointing towards you at all times. So one of the regular ones.
Oh, what, the one with the hammer and the freeze laser beam? That one?
No, I was,
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
he's like a skinny guy. He's, like, I mean, like a laser that damages you constantly if you're near him.
Oh, is he a melee dude?
Yes.
Okay. The sword guy.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Did I get no arcade tuning from that?
Oh, wait, what? I mean, they changed the
I think
layout,
we
they
did went to
changed the
normal.
bosses, or they changed the order in the bosses. Did they
I
change?
think we were on normal.
Oh, that would explain why things were different. Let me check. Why am I on normal? You are right. What? I'm sorry. That explains so much.
Why the boss died before you even realized.
I legitimately did not see the first boss. Alright, let's try that again, shall we?
This is Hound Action. Reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the
Okay, now
population.
this is an objective that would usually happen in this sequence and in this location. Imagine that. It's almost like it's on the difficulty that we're used to playing.
It's defenseless.
And that does affect what objectives you get in which locations and in which orders. Imagine that. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, huh, I wonder if they put that in the patch notes and it just flew past both of us and they made changes to the Sigma sector. Or maybe that was minor enough that they figured they didn't have to mention it. I don't know. Or, you know, as it turns out, the more likely outcome. You know, more of a user error type situation.
I think it was just reset with the new update.
Maybe that's it. Yeah. Because I didn't press anything out of the ordinary. But yeah, it seemingly did just default me over to the normal difficulty version. Maybe the case.
I just ran past a Valby in their cleanup building.
Did she do your laundry for you?
No. Well, I guess she's doing it now. Cleaning up the enemies.
I mean, these enemies have been here for 100 years. Without washing their clothes. I think it's safe to say, doing a little bit of laundry is quite a bit overdue. Okay, boss as we expect? Yes.
Yes.
So this sword guy is the one who got instantly deleted last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops, not me. Oh dear.
Oh, the scout rifle they're using was buffed as well, although very small.
What is that, a wave of light?
Yeah. I was surprised that the Albion cavalry gun was buffed,
Oh, wow.
because that one's actually really good.
Yeah, that's actually one of the weapons that I've been using a fair bit as of late.
I would say the Malevolent is by far and away the best high damage mobbing. So like for the next area and stuff like that, Malevolent's probably gonna be like the best way. And then Restored Relic is probably the best for like the content we have right now, like the Sigma Center mobbing. And then Albion's probably right after that.
Do you think there's any chance we'll get more weapon balance changes before 3.0? I mean, that would be a pretty
No.
quick turnaround.
No, that's there's 1 week in between.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to be working on season 3 now.
Descendant, confirm arrival at the
So for
operations
current
center.
content, that's really good because enemies die really quickly and it can do a bunch of damage to everyone around them.
Enemy
With
troops
Thunder
are being
Cage, the
transferred
damage
to
got buffed for the AoE.
Must attack
Yeah,
your point of
but
origin.
for the next content, you need help getting the first guy down as well. So.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. Didn't really think of it that way before, but Thunder Cage does more damage to the adjacent enemies with the explosion than it does to the primary target.
Yeah.
It's kind of counterintuitive.
It's the same way for... Sorry, I pulled up my mic or something. It's the same thing for Eugen's mobbing.
Oh, okay.
Like when you've got like a mini boss and stuff like that, you want to infect everyone around the boss, and then destroy them, and then they'll destroy everything around them, and it cascades to, instantly deleting the boss.
That's indirect.
Yeah. Oh. The boss ended up right in my face.
Did the pod actually land on top of you?
Yeah.
It's so funny when that happens. one of those things that I've never tried to do it, but on the rare occasion when it has happened to me, it's hilarious. You're like, you know, probably should know that it's gonna land right around here, because I think they do land in exactly the same spot each time, but still gets me.
Operation completed. Awaiting transfer to transport position. Well done, Descendant.
During Legacy got buffed. Interesting to say the least, though.
Okay, so that's... We've done invasions, 400%, Sigma Sector, I guess, what, Colossus is the one thing we have left?
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously, we both have some executioner stuffs, given how we just did the Magister's Lab.
I think I still have stuff for every boss, so.
Alright, loading in now. Bye-bye.
Didn't even get to kneel.
Nope. Alright. So I believe that means we've now done everything of the daily variety.
Yeah. I don't know if you can play with other people for the demo. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we can check it out.
We might need to restart the game too.
Oh,
I think it's only in the upfront menu.
yeah, I think at the very least we'll have to go back to the login or the sort of introduction screen. Let's see. Let's see. Leave game to title screen. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna do this.
Oh, okay, I can just leave game.
Yeah, I mean, given that. Oh, it's not popping up there.
Yeah, it's not popping up. There we go. I
Okay,
press start and then it.
Yeah.
I'm going into planes now.
Okay, I am loading in as well. So this will be starting now. The new stuff, the demo for the new stuff. Oh, hold on. So this is the demo for Season 3. The full version comes out in 2 weeks?
Yeah. Oh Jesus, 60 catalysts in all three of the.
Oh, wow. Hello. So yeah, you get to choose between 3 characters, either Ultimate Bunny, Ultimate Freyna, or the new Nell. They're all level 40. They're all 40 RK and 60 catalysts each, which is insane.
Are in my hands.
Okay, obviously I'm intrigued because Nell is new. So what is her deal? She's non-attribute, tech
Oh,
here,
I didn't mean to do that.
fires a barrage of breach shards, dealing damage to hit enemies. If the enemy is inflicted with a sieve scan, an additional effect is triggered. She actually has an offensive use for a sieve? Am I reading that correct? Is that the same thing I'm thinking of? Wow. Okay. 800% damage? It is solo? Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Breach link creates an arcade breach at a designated location. Which is, oh, and it doesn't give us the preview animation. Darn it.
All the cards on the battlefield. Are in my hands.
Okay, so I missed the first part of that little intro there. Okay. So, for 2, breach link creates an arcade breach at the designated location, inflicts a debuff on enemies near the created arcade breach, and spawns an anti-gravity field on the ground. The debuff of the arcade breach intensifies over time and further weakens adaptive defense. Reusing the skill retrieves the arcade breach, so you can't have multiple at a time. On retrieval, the anti-gravity field disappears, dealing explosion damage to the area around it and refunding a portion of the cooldown. So even if you can't have multiple, it may still be that the best way to play that is by spamming that, causing that explosion as often as possible. 30-second cooldown, I mean, that's before any modules to change it. That's not bad.
Are in my hands.
How much damage are we talking? Max 5 stack. Oh, that's from the debuff, is 5 stacks maximum. Reduces their movement speed. Makes them take more weak point damage. Lasts for 15 seconds unless you pause it early, stop it early. Starting 6-meter radius. Continuous damage is decent, but nothing to write home about. And then the explosion damage is pretty big. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm curious how that's going to play out. And that's fusion, so she has a combination of tech and fusion. Then gravitic reversal. Okay. Detonates an arcade breach, so if you leave the 2 out there, then you can explode it this way. Oh, wait, what? I thought you also can explode it by pressing this again. There are multiple ways to explode it, I guess? This pulls in enemies near the breach and deals explosion damage. Is that the same number for damage here as it is here? It's almost the same. It's slightly higher. Cooldown is also 30 seconds. So these seem extremely similar, or at least numerically extremely similar. This one pulls the enemies in, so maybe that's the key difference. Then her 4, her ultimate, that's a tech, grants Gaze of the Abyss. All firearm attacks from Nell target weak points. Regardless of where they hit, they count as weak points, increasing weak point damage of herself and nearby allies. So a bit of support as well. While Gaze of the Abyss is active, hitting a target inflicted with a sieve scan with a breach shard increases the duration of this skill. So it does have a long cooldown, or at least what you'd roughly expect out of her 4th and theoretically most powerful skill. It lasts for 14 seconds, although it's theoretically possible to increase it if you shoot enemies who have been scanned with the sieve. That is only a small amount that it increases it by, but... Oh, and there is a maximum amount of duration you can add. I was wondering if you can functionally get it to have permanent uptime with that. Although... Wait, so... I think the way that reads is that at most it is adding 24 seconds. So you're still getting the base 14 plus 24 for 38 total. I think, rather than that 24 being the max. So if 38 is the max duration, then that means if you can basically cut the cooldown in half, then you would have potentially have permanent uptime. Or potentially also improved duration. I mean, that's a long enough duration that you might stand to benefit a bit from boosting duration. So that's intriguing. And then here, her passive, using a sieve, inflicts a sieve scan. Okay, so that's what we were hearing about before, on enemies in the front. Attacking enemies inflicted with this sieve scan deals additional damage. Enemies under the reticle are guaranteed to be afflicted... Wait, what? Enemies under the reticle are guaranteed to be afflicted with a sieve scan? When you are pressing the sieve button, right? It's not as if just pointing your weapon at the enemy automatically a sieve scans them, in which case that would be extremely easy to do. the reticle is on a weak point of a
Are in
colossus,
my hands.
a sieve scan is applied to that weak point specifically. Efficiency increases when disarming encrypted vaults. Oh. And rewards increase when decryption is complete. Because,
It's the same as Enzo.
yeah, I was going
yeah.
to say, we heard that... So this is Nell, obviously, the new character. She is the NPC who had previously just been someone who was in town, in the HQ area, talking with Alpha and giving us lots of details on the missions, but never actually participating in anything herself. And supposedly somewhere in Season 3, we're going to learn about how she unlocks her arcane abilities. And we were, I think, talking about how
It's on the battlefield.
there's going to be some synergies between Nell and Enzo, perhaps in part because apparently they're going to have a budding romance as well. So there's some similarities there. And then what with her buffing weak point damage and Enzo helping with the weapon crit stuff. Yeah, that could be a decent combo, although I am kind of intrigued to see, even with the weapon weak point damage buffs, is she actually just going to be better doing everything herself from a pure damage standpoint with some of these exploding things? Going the skill route instead. I don't know. And it's a gravity abyss theme as well, so I was kind of thinking that since we have seen basically nothing from Nell regarding her arcane abilities thus far, that, well, maybe it would be relatively tame what her abilities are, and it'd be kind of like an Enzo or a Eugen or a Jaber who, I mean, they're descendants, yes, but they don't really have particularly flashy superpowers. They just use technology more than anything, but that is seemingly not the case with Nell. So that's a little bit of a surprise to me. Almost reminds me a bit of Ajax, with the whole dark energy void stuff, is at least how it would usually be described with him, whereas in this case it's Abyss. But anyways, why don't we hop in, and we're definitely going to try out Nell, because the other two characters, obviously, we've played many times before. What do we have on our back? Also, it's the doggo. The robo-doggo.
Yeah, I accidentally used Bunny, but I'm already. I think I'm already on Wall Crusher.
Okay, what do we have here? Are these our weapons with our rolls? Or are these... I mean, these are new. They look kind of funky. I'm just not sure if I don't think I have these rolls on Greg's Reverse Fate.
No, it's not our weapons.
Yeah. I mean, those are really good rolls, but I don't think I've gone quite that far.
Two of the weapons are new ones from next season.
Yeah. Are the modules what we had if we had already loaded some into these guys? Might be. Although I doubt I had that on Greg's Reverse Fate, so I think they might be auto-applying these modules as well. Wait, actually, does it say how many modules they put on these? Is it like a bazillion modules as well? Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, yep. I assume that's the case on basically everything. Yep. Every module, or every glyph on every spot. Crazy. Alright, so what is the deal with the new weapons, though? We have Eraser, which is a scout rifle. Tons of toxic damage, at least with those rolls. Fire rate, sprint speed, arm attack. Okay, I mean, these are the random rolls, but the thing that we're most interested about is what does this gun do? Because it's new. Firearm developed by the Red Arms Medical Corps that can discharge special enzymes to remove organic matter from the battlefield. Remove organic matter, does that include organisms? People? Vulgis? Okay, what is your deal? Erase. On hitting an enemy, grants Analyze. Analyze converts to degrade at max stacks While degrade is in effect, firing creates degrading enzymes at the hit location. Enzymes, or enemies hit by degrading enzymes, suffer weakened adaptive defense. Okay, there's a lot of words. Not a lot of things that make sense in a vacuum. Okay, so analyze is just a thing that you get stacks on. It doesn't directly apply any benefits. But once you do get the max stacks, then you get degrade, which fires these guys. So once you get to max stacks, you fire something in a 4-meter radius for 10 seconds with a small continuous damage interval, and then not sure what this final damage multiplier is, but it removes enemies' toxic resistance. Okay. Somehow. Not exactly sure how that works, but maybe it's not a coincidence that I think this was, yeah, a weapon that they threw a bunch of toxic modules into. I assume the types of, or rather, cores. I assume the types of cores will probably be the same once they actually release these weapons for reals, in which case it would be possible to go triple toxic core if you wanted to on this, which may be good, given how it has toxic synergies. Then we have Exterminator, which is a launcher. Okay, let's jump over here to see what's unique about it. Multiple rocket launcher with special explosive rounds that can penetrate heavy armor. It's built-in optimal auto-aiming system. Sounds familiar. Sounds like another launcher I've heard of before. Scans and targets heavily armored targets, then fires rockets. What is your deal? When holding aim, automatically designates targets on the screen. Oh, okay, yep. When firing, fires explosive rounds at the targeted enemies. Explosive rounds deal additional damage to cluster sacks, cluster tunnels, and assault ships. I'm assuming those are probably all new things with this season. So this may be sort of a weapon that is designed to specialize in this new seasonal event stuff. And have a powerful effect on special units, such as razor claws and steel pincers. I don't know what those are. So I'm kind of just assuming all those are new things. Number of targets, 6. Targeting time is seemingly pretty quick. And the range, I don't know if that's the radius of an explosion from these missiles, or if you truly need to be 5 meters away from enemies at all times, in which case it's basically a melee weapon, or practically a melee weapon. Explosive rounds, they deal less than 100% damage, but assuming you can hit 6 people at a time, and it has an explosion radius, then maybe that still works well. But you get another, even bigger amount of damage against those particular types of enemies that are supposed to be what you specialize against. And then these things that don't mean anything to me right now, humongous damage bonus. So it seems like that number is big enough that it would be really good against those types of things. And we've oftentimes seen that whenever there's a new external component as well. We might want to check that out. But, also, we should probably, not that we're about to use this, but we should probably switch over to setting 1, where we actually have modules. We've seen that in previous seasons as well, though. When a new type of mission comes out, oftentimes one of the new weapons has some sort of damage bonus that particularly does well against new types of enemies, or shields that those enemies have, or that kind of thing. So it seems like that's basically the role that Exterminator is playing here. And whether it's good enough to be used outside of that role, I don't know. But the other thing is, these look really cool, these new external components. What do they do? So, weak point damage for the 2-part set. That makes sense for Nell at the very least. Then weak point attack with a firearm grants 1 stack of trajectory analysis. You can have up to 2 stacks with a 10-second duration. When attacking a weak point with a firearm at 2 stacks, deal ricochet damage around the hit enemy, up to 5 enemies. So it's basically a built-in Thunder Cage, almost. Ricochet damage deals damage equal to 8.5% of firearm damage, increasing in damage by 2.75 per ricochet, or maybe more along the lines of the Malevolent. Seems like that could be pretty good. Alright, well, let's go.
I've already beaten it once, and I'm partway through the second time.
Okay.
Because the first time I accidentally did it with Bunny.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure she's speedy. Well, please don't spoil anything in that case, but... What are these guys?
It's very short, nice, sweet.
Okay.
Some things I'm...
Reach creature.
Quite excited about.
Excuse me? Just investigating the... Also, I'm curious... Well, I guess they gave us level 40 character, so I'm assuming they didn't weaken... This is just Rex Reverse Fate, which is kind of hilarious with maximum attack speed. Okay, this is the new missile launcher, which apparently just... Oh, yeah, okay, this is what happens if you aim. Apparently it's going to fire automatically. I mean, it's locking on, but I thought it was going to actually shoot for me, which it has not yet seemed to do. Also, it's giving us infinite ammo for this? I'm assuming that's just because of the demo. That's usually the main downside to using the high-powered rounds. Okay, so, hold on. Let's try out the new weapons. Oh, it won't let you shoot it if you don't have a target. Okay, so that's that. This is the new scout rifle. Wait, what was the... Oh, this is the one that has the toxic damage bonus, because I also want to try out the skills as well. So, just get a little bit of a feel for all these guys. Vulgis Special Assault Ship Guide. Each Vulgis Special Assault Ship, say that 5 times fast, carries Vulgis soldiers from the Legion of Breach, which I think is a new category of enemies altogether. Destroying a Vulgis Special Assault Ship will also annihilate all enemies on board. Not kill, not destroy, annihilate them. Vulgis Special Assault Ships can be more easily destroyed by using clash or aimed shot tag skills, or weapons such as the Exterminator or ACL-3, which I don't recognize the name of. I don't think that was the name of the scout rifle, so I think that's just something we don't know about yet. Okay, but let's switch over to this, because you're saying this is maybe the thing that we should use in this situation. I mean, it's pretty effective. We have immediately annihilated all of the enemies. Okay, but I would also like to try out the skills. Wait, actually, what module, or what reactor, rather, do we have? Oh, one that works for all these weapon types? Okay, fair enough. Oh, hello. All right, so here's our one, which I already forget what it does. It looks cool. It might help to read, to briefly skim over what these do. Again, it has 2 stacks. Okay, here's the 2. Whoa, that's big. And then if we press again, theoretically it explodes. Okay. But then also, we can explode it a different way. If we do this, that's getting it out, and then I'm going to explode it with our 3, which is another way. Oh, okay, that is interesting. Yeah. So if you do this, it's almost like, it's almost like Lepic's gravity grenade. His vacuum cleaner magnet grenade. Okay, and then here's the 4, which makes us do weak point damage, even if we're not hitting people in the weak point, if I remember correctly.
Very powerful.
Oh, and it's the one that also we can potentially increase the duration of. I didn't even see... I was looking at the modules on our weapons a little bit. Didn't even look at what modules they put on Nell. I assume we have some. So we do this, we do this, and then we shoot them all. And if you have a weapon that has some ricochet stuff, then you can get rid of them pretty quickly. What is this? Okay, Breach Cluster Sack Guide. This is one of the things that was mentioned for, was it the launcher, I think? Breach creatures that appear from cluster tunnels presumably that's what we're looking at here, they're color-coded and everything, have an ability called Adaptive Defense. When repeatedly attacked with the same attribute, the color of the breach creature's... Man, they're finding all the ways to give us tongue twisters. Breach creature's body changes, increasing its defense against that attribute. Okay, so theoretically... Oh, and they even have the 4 different tunnels all have different characters next to them. Are they matching their attributes? Yeah, they are. So dark blue for electric, that's why Bunny's there. Red for Blair and fire. Green for Freyna and toxic, and then the lighter blue for chill and Viessa. I feel like those blues, if they aren't right next to each other, may at times be a little bit tricky to distinguish, but okay. So, interesting. Okay. Try destroying a cluster tunnel. It will neutralize the adaptive defense of the breach creatures that emerge from it. Okay, so if you shoot the eyeball, then they lose that damage mitigation. Because the tricky thing is, at least with skills, you can't really change what attribute you're using. If you have multiple different weapons with different attributes, then you might be able to change, although I feel like, you know, yes, there are some weapons that are attribute-oriented, but in some cases, you're not even necessarily focusing on attribute-specific, you know, element-specific damage. So, but if you get rid of the eyeball, then you don't have to worry about that aspect. So especially if you're a power-based character, that's kind of useful. It can be more easily destroyed by using destruction tag skills or weapons such as the Exterminator or ACL3. Still don't know what the destruction tag is. And we still, again, don't know what the ACL3 is. Breach Cluster Sack controls the breach creatures and their adaptive defenses on the battlefield. The color of the breach Cluster Sack indicates which attribute the breach creatures have adaptive defense against. Yeah, so the color means don't do that. Don't do that type of skill or attribute. Destroying the breach Cluster Sack neutralizes the adaptive defense of all clusters, or all cluster tunnels on the battlefield. All of them can be more easily destroyed by using destruction tag stuff again. Okay, so you might need to destroy the eyeball before you can destroy the tunnel itself, if I'm understanding that correctly, but let's go see for ourselves.
No, you destroy the eyeball, you destroy the tunnel.
Okay, that takes it out as well. Where is the eyeball? That's the 4. I don't know if this thing has a weak point, but hey, it does have a decent bit of health. Oh, well, theoretically, this is the weapon we're supposed to use against it. Oh, yeah, no, that makes a bit of a difference. That is a dramatic difference. And the Swarm Tunnel. 3 shot. I mean, bear in mind, this weapon has near perfect cores, and I assume modules that are pretty good as well. So it is absolutely annihilating these structures, but that may not be realistic to have those kinds of expectations of them. Excuse me, there definitely is a target.
You don't need to just like once you destroy the eye, it counts as all the ones being destroyed.
Okay, so you don't actually need to. Oh, whoops! That's what I get for moseying about. You don't actually need to then destroy the individual tunnels afterward.
Yeah.
They remain open, so that's kind of weird. I also didn't look at what their starting stats are, which could be kind of interesting as well.
For Nell, I think the best thing to do is do the 2 and then the 3, and it brings all the enemies closer.
Yeah.
And then you shoot with Greg's Reverse Fate.
Oh, true. Yeah. You get the AoE from Greg's Reverse Fate. I've kind of been avoiding Greg's Reverse Fate for now, just because it's something that you already know about.
That's fair.
Focusing on experimenting with the new things, but yeah, see the value of that. Did this thing, is it open on a different side, or is it... Do we shoot it from that little spot? I don't think so.
I don't think it matters when you're doing gun damage anyways.
That's still on cooldown? Oh, we need this first, that's why. That's why you're not letting me get 3. Okay, we'll do this. Yeah, especially with crazy attack speed, crazy fire rate.
Yeah.
Greg's reverse fate is pretty insane. Oh, oops, right. That one, not the one. And especially with infinite ammo.
Yeah, that really helps.
Just make everything explode. Okay, so this time we'll let the guys actually land from the drop pods. Yeah, well that's insane. There's the Greg's reverse fate combo for you. No, you still have to reload sometimes though.
And the buff from 4 is quite noticeable when you're going up against the bosses and stuff like that.
Okay.
Shooting without 4 than with the 4, it's very noticeable.
Interesting. Oops. Is that the order I meant to do that in? I don't think so. Oh well. Let's try this scout rifle again. Seems like a lot of these guys are melee damage oriented. There are some that are doing ranged attacks, but seems to be a little bit of a minority. Oh, there's what is probably the boss. For all I know, these guys may just infinitely respawn. I may more or less need to go over here. Steel pin. Oh, it's the aforementioned steel pincer. Why didn't you say so? Lids, they did say so. That's why it says so. Okay, let's see. Breakout. Oh, I did break out before. Oh, hello. Okay, I see you can do a slam attack. That's interesting. Thank you for informing me of this. Oh, okay, you can block when you put your arms up like that. Oh, but then those things break off. You can still block a little bit, but you're not completely immune to damage now in this phase. Interesting. Okay, we're learning, we're learning. And I imagine the launcher will just absolutely annihilate this guy based on how much the damage bonus is for those other things. But kind of trying to see how long it takes to take him out with other weapons that don't have that bonus, and also make sure he lives long enough so we can actually see some of the mechanics of that fight. Oh, it's only one of them now, and I see there are 300 of these other guys. Okay. Maybe now. This. Oh, I meant to do that. Ah. It goes a lot faster when you do it that way.
Danger close. I repeat.
Wait, this is a line that Nell uses in a different mission. Also, we are Nell. I mean, that does happen in some other missions, to be fair, but that line is not just the line, the full-blown voice recording that they used is completely recycled. What is that from? It's from one of the missions I farmed a fair bit. I should remember. Might be a blue brain mission of some variety.
Maybe they didn't want to use like a voice actor specifically just for the demo.
Yeah, I don't know. Lids, tell me more about how to miss the target. Also, where's the one guy who's remaining? Uh-oh. So, we're on 299 out of 300. I would love to know where this last enemy is. Acquire weapons. What do we have here? It just switch me to the exterminator? What is that? No, it's a completely different weapon of some variety. Not available for quest-only Descendants? I don't know what that is saying, but... Oh, yeah, this is definitely a different weapon. A different launcher of some variety. Oh, am I done? Is there like a ceremonial ending of any variety, or does everything just stop?
There's another area you're supposed to go.
Okay.
But I think you're just missing one.
It said 299 out of 300 enemies. And I didn't know where the last one was. And then now it just does... Oh, maybe it's because I was holding this. If I take that off, switch to a normal weapon that I'm theoretically allowed to use. You still say not available for quest-only Descendants, and I am not finding this last enemy. I feel like I may have found a way to bug this out.
Maybe go to the next area, like the big building that's behind you on the stream right now.
The one that looks like Albion? Oh, it's the quest icon is pointing me back to this place. So I think there is a decent chance that it really wants me to do something here, just that something may now be no longer possible. Once I'm here, it does not say anything. I use some skills, change anything. Seemingly not. Yeah, I think I bugged it out. Think I have to restart. Alright, and I don't think I have any option but to leave game and go to the title screen. Okay, that stinks. I mean, we'll probably still go with Nell.
Honestly, one thing I suggest is the final boss that you haven't seen yet.
Okay, don't
Do it
spoil
once
anything
with
on
Nell
him,
and-
but...
No, I won't. Just do it once with Nell and once without, and you'll see the damage difference that Nell does.
Okay.
I did the first time with Bunny, and I think I did 3 times as much damage with Nell.
Oh, wow. Focusing on weapon damage, primarily?
Yeah.
What is this? Huh? Okay. Let's do this. Let's do... Oh, oops. That. And then go crazy. Just lose it. Go crazy. They are fast. Give them that. Yeah, one thing I wanted to check was just what do Nell's stats look like?
All the cards
Lots
on
of
the
HP,
battlefield.
defense a little low, shields decent, MP good, speed recovery out of combat. Okay, I mean those are pretty good starting stats. I mean, not that those make a huge difference, but do not use for Vulgis. Break glass. I'm trying to break the glass. Oh, you break it that way. I knew that. Wait, I don't know if we saw this before. Or is this the weapon that it kind of... Yeah, the one that bugged out when I tried to pick it up before that may have been the source of the problem last time? Okay, now we're over here. Yeah, if you do that combo, they all just kind of disappear.
Yeah. I started not activating the 4 unless if I was up against boss.
Uh-huh.
Simply because how quickly everyone disappeared anyways. And it was nice to have the cooldown open for the boss because the damage is significantly better.
Oh, right, I'm supposed to shoot this thing. I forgot. Oh, and I suppose, just thinking about the whole attribute resistances from the tunnels, there's no resistance for non-attribute. So if you want to kind of just ignore that whole thing, just use a non-attribute skill character or weapons.
There's still resistance for non-attribute.
Is it still one of the potential tunnel colors, though? Oh, there was, right?
I think so.
I think there was. Yeah. I think so.
I don't like how they just give a weapon that solves the problem when they do that they have.
Should I destroy these tunnels? I know we were talking about how theoretically the game may actually already consider them to be broken. I destroyed the eyeball thing, but okay. Given how things bugged out last time, I'm a little hesitant to do anything that I feel like could potentially make the game break again. Well, then again, of course, we're talking about Nell feeling like she might be really strong. That is usually the case with new characters, so maybe that shouldn't come as much of a surprise.
Unless you're a guy.
Unless you have poopy powers. Sorry, human. Somebody had to get him. Afraid you drew the short straw.
Yeah, I guess he's the only guy that's been released since the start of the game.
Esimo. And Eugene. Okay, let's try now. Going this way. Oh, it just immediately destroys his shield. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty strong. I mean, not that it dealt a huge chunk of damage, but it seemed like it was otherwise going to take a while to break through that. He does have a bit of an animation, a bit of a tell that he's going to do his leap. I'm kind of curious to get hit. And then again, I also kind of don't want to get hit. Obviously, it also has that ground effect, which makes it very obvious when he's going to do his thing. But I want to see... it's not that bad, the damage. Even though it looks like it would be humongous. That slam probably does more.
Nell's HP is kind of cheating, because if you look at the components, all the components have 2 HP rolls on them.
Oh, which is not possible.
Yeah.
In the actual game. Okay, that's interesting. What also is interesting will be whether I can make it past this section.
Air support available. Danger close. I repeat, danger close.
I think it's because you're just getting too far away from the section itself.
Oh, okay.
So it's bugging you out that way.
I'm standing in the middle now, near the eyeball. Oh no. Wait, hold on. The last enemy! There we go! Defeat the threatening mutant creatures. Where? Oh, probably over here. The game, thanks. Thanks, First Descendant.
Oh, it crashed!
Okay. Lovely. Big fan of that. Right when I get to the part that I hadn't seen yet. Well, we get to see the new stuff a lot more, I guess. What are other ways in which we can engage with these enemies that we've yet to see? I mean, we could do it with characters we're more familiar with, yes. If we wanted to just zoom through with Bunny or something like that, or Freyna.
I do think Nell is the fastest character to go through it.
Yeah, I believe that. We want comparison, though. We could maybe, just for the sake of science, we'll take someone else so that we can compare between Nell and that other person, although I still feel like Nell is still new, even if we have used her a lot in this mission. In the grand scheme of things, she is still
Ready to be.
far more interesting than these characters who we've seen for a long time now.
All the cards on the battle.
Does she have arcade tuning as well? She does have arcade tuning. She has electric cohesion? What? She's in the Descendant group Bunny? Wait, what? Okay, never mind. It forced us to pick Bunny. That's why.
Yeah, when you leave, when you're on Bunny. That's how I first accidentally became Bunny.
I mean, I'm kind of tempted. Kind of tempted to switch back to Nell. That was not my intent. I mean, as I said, there's a case to be made for playing with a familiar character for comparison's sake, but still think it's probably most interesting. Primarily focus on Nell. Okay. Now that we've locked in Nell, we can look at the arcade tuning. She does not have electric base powers, which makes a lot more sense. When defeating an enemy has a chance to grant non-attribute cohesion to self, which makes non-attribute powers stronger. Okay, that makes sense, and then other primarily weapon-based stuff, including multi-hit. Okay. Noted. All obviously fully maxed out arcade tuning, but useful context to understand, again, how is Nell becoming this strong, and as you were saying, Big Country, in some cases it's maybe a little bit misleading, because she may have some gear that is actually not possible to have in-game, outside of this demo. The range of damage on the missile launcher is pretty huge. Sometimes I'm two-shotting those things, other times I think it took 4 shots. And that weapon is crazy buff with all the modules and really good cores. So that's probably best case scenario. I don't think I used this the first time, which may or may not have been a reason for the game to get mad at me. This is doing less damage to those relative to the high power rounds weapon, the launcher.
Yeah, I didn't use it either. I have to be honest, I didn't even know you could use it.
I didn't see it the first time. I just straight up didn't see it. Okay, let's try using this against the basic enemies. Because I think it may still have a damage bonus against I don't know if it has a damage bonus against the basic guys. It definitely does against the pincer. I mean, in normal situations, this would be overkill with anyone other than Glay in all likelihood, because you would have limited ammo with a high power rounds weapon. So you would probably be reluctant to just use it on any and everything. Did it lock onto this? Did it already destroy the eyeball? Because I did not make a concerted effort to hit it. Apparently, that looks like it got destroyed. Okay. Or maybe I just completely forgot. Oh, okay. I do like how it sends them flying, though. That is pretty hilarious. Wonder if it had anything to do with attacking these tunnels in a way that the game disapproved of? Possibly. Yeah, this is also unbuffed by R4. This is just basic attacks. But I could definitely see this weapon being very popular for Glay with unlimited ammo. If it isn't already, you know, a cakewalk with things like Restored Relic. Looks like I destroyed that. Yeah, it sends enemies flying pretty consistently at that. So I do like that. Oh, it really is doing way less damage to these drop pods. Okay, I feel like these Vulgis drop pod health values are not representative of what they're actually going to be, because the first few ones were very quick and easy to shoot down, which I think was the game basically saying, oh, here, it's possible to shoot these down, try it, and making it easier to do so. Whereas that time, I shot like 3 times more, and they did not go down. So, one of those may be accurate.
More damage when you zoom in, like when you aim. And
Maybe that was it? I may not have been zoomed in. So this guy, we definitely have bonus damage against with this weapon. I'm gonna get hit by this. It did almost nothing. I'm gonna hit by this. Did a little more, I think. Although we had shields for the first one, which made it a little hard to compare. Now let's try with 4. Oh, wow. Oh, no, he teleported. Okay, he didn't die that quick.
Danger close. I repeat, danger close.
What is that from? Is that Sigma Sector?
yeah,
It is Sigma Sector, yeah.
yeah, when the whole bring down airstrike comes in.
Okay. This is where it crashed last time. Okay, that's a new type of enemy. This scarab. Oh, this guy has a bigger health bar. Or at least it's displaying more like a boss, unlike the other dude. Seems a little quicker. Oh, okay, but I think we have a... Seems like we have more of a damage bonus against this guy, or at least we're taking down his health much more quickly than the other dude. I do like his armadillo rolls. I feel like that probably does a lot of damage. Let's see. It's about the same amount as the other guy. Oh, I thought that was the boss. I was like, how did we send the boss flying like that? I would love to see that. Okay, wait, hold on. Here's 4. Oh, okay, that does do damage. But he is now down. So that's a new boss. He's like a commander level, I think that's the term. Or like basically on the level of the enemies at the end of 400% dungeons. But with him having the same type of life bar and then an invulnerability phase and then a second life bar. Okay, what do we have here? A mount! Here we go. Press the B button to mount. Use WASD to move. Press shift to move faster by consuming your boost gauge. Press the spacebar to jump while riding a bike. Press the B button to dismount. I'm gonna forget all these things, but that's okay. Also, where is my bike? Is it here? Because I don't see it.
You just press B.
It just magically appears? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're zooming.
I did the same thing the first time.
So that's our boost gauge over there. Curious. It comes back pretty quickly. Once it starts regenerating, it comes back pretty quickly. Just get a feel for the handling. It's doesn't like to turn very much. What about when we're speeding? It does. It actually might turn better when you're speeding. It's just that it definitely slows you down. It just feels a little less sluggish than this. Turning like this. Oh, maybe it's just... It's not really doing A or D that turns you much. It's changing the angle of the camera. That changes your direction much more quickly. Okay, so that's how you do it. That's a much faster turn. Okay, interesting. We're learning. And if you do it like this, then okay, yeah. That's a wider berth, I think, with the speedy one. So yeah, the key is change the camera angle. That's how you turn much more quickly and efficiently. Alright. Carrying on. Can we fight enemies from here? Can I shoot? I cannot shoot. Oh, hello! How's it going? Can I shoot? They have 6. I don't know what up. Wall Crasher.
That's the time you have. Oh no, that's not 6.
Oh, what? 6 with
Oh,
infinite... Is that just the weapon that I'm
that's the
currently
gun
not
you
using?
have
Okay,
equipped.
there we go. Alright, well let's break out the 4 maybe. Yeah, oh, the timer is extremely short. Oh wow, maybe I shouldn't have been messing around like that. Oops, also he's doing a lot of damage. May not have approached that the right way. Okay, don't know what these are all about. Will it give us time back if we destroy them? No. But it seemingly may have been the cause of them turning purple. Assuming it's not game over, we run out of time, and something else is just going to trigger when it happens, but I don't know. It might be.
Technically game over, but
It may or may not be scripted.
It's over.
Okay.
Descendant, do you read me? A powerful void storm is approaching the Axian plains.
Looked like just a small little...
Energy readings are
dust
approaching signal
cloud.
level. Evacuate to safety before it's too late.
Okay, to be fair, it is getting bigger.
Descendant, this looks like a dimensional breach in progress. I repeat, dimensional breach. Colossus inbound.
Ruh-roh!
Nell, what's happening?
A dimensional breach has opened directly onto the Axiom plane.
Oh, I thought we were on our bike. This is giving strong Wizard of Oz vibes. We are on our bike. I guess we understand why he's called the Wall Breaker, and he is breaking the metaphorical wall. Allowing the colossi to attack. Is that
All
a symbol for
investigative
something on the
personnel
ground
have withdrawn.
there? Alright, thank you for playing the Axiom Plains demo. As a token of our gratitude, we have prepared some gifts for all Descendants who participated. Please log in to check your gifts and stay tuned for the upcoming Breakthrough update, which again comes out in about 2 weeks. Additionally, please participate in the survey below and share your valuable gameplay experience. Those who complete the survey will also receive additional rewards. I might just pop that open in another tab and do that after. But, okay.
Plus,
So-
it is only one catalyst. The additional
Okay.
reward.
Yeah. So, I mean, if one were to play through the demo and not have the game bug out or crash, yeah, and not experiment excessively with all the new weapons and skills and read into all these things, it would be pretty quick. It did end up taking us a fair bit longer because we ran into basically all those things, some of which were self-imposed, but others were not. So, okay. What happens if you close? It doesn't let you walk around, it just takes you back to the main menu. Okay, I am not particularly keen on replaying the demo with other characters after functionally playing the demo multiple times, or at least the first half of the demo multiple times with Nell. But interesting stuff. The basic enemies, they're fast, they do a lot of melee stuff, some of them still attack you from range, but that's probably the least different, the least unique. But then you have those drop ships, which, as I was saying, I'm curious what the actual health of those drop ships are going to be when we get that real Season 3 update coming out in a couple of weeks, because they had very different amounts of health at the beginning of the mission. It was much lower. You could take them down in 2 or 3 shots, whereas in the middle of the mission, I hit them 10 times and it only took away a fraction of their health. So is it actually going to be that all of them have the same amount of health as the ones we saw at the beginning, the ones we saw in the middle/end, or is the amount of health that those guys had not going to be reflective of the health of the actual ones at all? In which case, we can't read into it at all. That I am not sure of, but that I think is at least something important to flag, so that if you are acting on the assumption that you are going to walk in with that weapon that specializes in dealing with those dropships and just immediately delete them, that may not necessarily be the case. And of course, as we were saying earlier, all of the characters and weapons as well that they gave us were more or less perfectly modded, so it would be a while before we would actually have that kind of firepower, at least with the new stuff. And that's, one very specific example where I know definitively that they changed the amount of health of the enemies mid-demo, the same type of enemy. But it does consequently raise other questions about, does that mean that any and every enemy in the demo's health may not be reflective of what their health is actually going to be once Season 3 gets released? Because that may be the case. And then, at that point, it becomes hard to assess many of these things. But, I mean, obviously, the fact that they did a demo at all is a nice little bonus. We would not have had that with any of the other stuff, so we still have more information than we did before any of the other updates. It's just that, how much of a hint is it really? Who knows? But I think that's basically all the stuff that I was looking to do today. Outside of, if we were to go through again and do the demo one more time with a Bunny or a Freyna, which if we hadn't crashed / had to redo the demo multiple times with Nell, I might feel a little more inclined to do. But I think the once may be enough for me at this rate. I'm trying to think if there's
I did it twice before. I finished it twice and did 2 runs of the Void Erosion Purge before you crashed the second time.
Yeah, and I mean, it would be, as we were saying, it would be very quick. If you just zoomed through, skip all the tutorials, don't look at any of the stuff, don't crash, don't bug out, yeah, you could absolutely zoom through quickly. If you guys are looking to try it out yourself, it's probably a pretty quick thing, unless you are truly trying to investigate any and everything possible, in which case it might take a little bit longer, but it's not a huge time commitment or anything like that. And so that's the other thing, I suppose. It makes you wonder what, if any, other sorts of things, whether they are related or completely unrelated, we may see in the Season 3 expansion. Because we're getting a teaser here, but there may be more. And then the other thing is just going back to the enemy health conversation. That big boss at the end, the full-blown boss, who we just had no way of defeating in the 30 seconds or whatever it was that they gave us. Presumably that was for scripted story reasons. They have to have us fail that mission horribly in order for there to be reason for us to need to escape and for all these bad things to happen. But is that actually going to be what that enemy's health is like when we get the full release? Especially in a single person party, maybe his health would scale down, in which case maybe it's more feasible.
They have commented on that.
They have?
He's going to be an 8-man party, and his health will not scale down no matter what.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so that... and so 8-man party, obviously that's new as well. That's twice as many as you would usually be able to get. So that's... and that's... I mean, if you're looking at that from a very straightforward standpoint, you just say, alright, well, multiply a player's damage potential by 8, and that gives you a sense of what it's going to feel like. On the other hand, the more people you have, theoretically, the more potential there is to do things to synergize with one another, have a both an Enzo and a Nell for double weapon support, and have a Eugen for healing support, and have a Luna for skill support. Do all these things, and have your dedicated DPS, your dedicated tanks, and all those things. Just with a larger party, there's a little more room for that customization and potentially synergizing with the rest of the team to make them stronger. And I kind of hope that that ends up being the case, and that it doesn't just turn into what has typically been the case in the past, which is everyone finds the highest possible DPS character, and everyone just uses DPS to delete the boss as quickly as possible. Which, given that that has been pretty definitively the way things have gone in the past, it does make me a little skeptical that it would be any different this time, but I guess I would like to see, at the very least, if it led to a little bit more variety with team building.
Eugen's really good. Be nice to have a reason to use my completely built-out Eugen.
Yep. Yeah, because, I mean, it just adds so much more depth to that sort of encounter. There's so much potential to add more depth to those kind of encounters, because if it just turns into the only thing that matters is how much damage you have, then the solution is everyone is going to try to find the highest possible damage character, and they're going to completely ignore their other teammates because their strategy is completely unaffected by their teammates. I mean, maybe, sure, if you get a support character who happens to assist you, then that's nice, but you're not acting on that assumption. Whereas if you really need those sorts of support characters, then okay, sure, it gets tough with a random public lobby to figure that stuff out, although they have recently added some things to help out with party building. But it'd be nice for there to be more of a reason to strategize as a team, to actually build a cohesive, well-rounded team, rather than just having everyone use the one skill or the one weapon that is, mathematically speaking, the strongest in a vacuum.
I'm kind of hoping that, like, when we go into the match, we can see what the other people are using, and we can switch characters and all that stuff. Like,
almost like
Eugen...
a little lobby, a mini lobby before. I mean, kind of like some of the other multiplayer games we do, where before you start a match, you have a lobby with other people in it, and so you can see what other people are setting up with, and you can coordinate and adjust so that you have a cohesive team rather than just a randomly assembled team.
Yeah, like Eugen with Duty and Sacrifice can completely heal every character in the game with one press of the 4. You don't need 2 Eugens.
Right. Yeah. So it's nice to have a Eugen in that case, but if there's no way to deliberately construct your team, then you run the risk of getting some duplicative roles, and that might be really counterproductive in that case. So it's not easy to make all that work, and I admittedly have not really experimented much, if at all, with their relatively new party building system, which may already be able to do some of these things, but
I don't think so, especially for the 8-man party, because you gather parties for 4-mans right now. I haven't really experimented with it either, but it doesn't help for matchmaking. It helps for gathering, a group like, well, not the one we have right now, but
get a group of strangers together for a party, not necessarily a specific encounter, though, right?
Yeah, although you can like put like a tag saying we're doing 400%, or we're doing
Yeah,
Sigma or we're
I'm just
doing...
poking around a little bit in that page now, and it seems like you can specify which character you're looking for, which certainly could help for some of those things that we're talking about here.
If you press them underneath the my tags for my social,
Yeah.
it says my social tags are not set, you can choose what
what type of mission or sort of goal you have. Required item? Okay, so yeah, I mean, maybe... I mean, this looks promising. As I said, they added this a little while ago, but haven't really had reason to use it personally. But this could potentially be the kind of thing that would help for those types of encounters. If not exactly as is, maybe with a few tweaks that they may be in the process of doing. I don't know, because that was something they were working on fairly recently, so it may still be a point of emphasis, may still be something they're kind of continuing to look into. Oh, this is from completing the demo. Okay, so there you go. Completing the demo, you get a catalyst, you get some 1-hour boosters, and you get a spoils box. Theoretically, there is a demo that I opened up in a different window, or rather a survey that opened up in another window that gives you one more catalyst if you fill that out. And then I thought I might have seen there's one other thing that gives us rewards.
You get one thing for just starting it up, one for finishing, and one for the survey.
Okay, gotcha. Alright, so overall, that's a decent bit of rewards for what is, again, relatively quick, the demo, if you just go through and zoom as quickly as possible. Although, you know, I guess up to you, of course, as the player, as to whether you're just there to zoom through and get the rewards as quickly as possible, or if you want to experiment and learn what you can about the new upcoming content.
Oh, the demo also does not count towards the daily time.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I just got the 60 minutes now.
Okay.
What are you at for time?
I probably already... I think I already had it.
Oh, you played earlier?
So they said that it seems like the demo and the base game are truly separate in basically every way. You know, it doesn't use any of your same character. Even if you have those characters unlocked, it doesn't use the same modules, doesn't have the same catalysts,
I would use
weapons.
Very different modules on the characters.
Right, I didn't even see if we really had the option to swap those things around in the demo. We might have, we might not have.
I think you did, but there was no mods to swap with.
Oh, yeah. But then they also said, you know, it's not as if, I guess, it's not as if doing the demo progresses the story in the base game once the actual release comes out, so you don't get a head start from that standpoint by completing the demo. The only bonus you get are those loot-based rewards that we were just looking at. So if you are not able to or not interested in doing the demo, then it's not as if you're going to be at a significant disadvantage or other people will have a big head start on you once the actual release comes out. So there's our Season 3 sneak peek, and let me know what you guys are most excited to do when we get the full release.